Hey everyone, Joan here, and today I'm going to talk about things that I still hoard. Now, I can't say that it's an unhealthy amount of stuff, but it is one of those situations where I feel like, is hoarding creeping up on me again? Why do I have this much stuff that I'm hoarding, maybe collecting? I don't know. You decide. Am I becoming a hoarder again, or am I just collecting? All right, let's get started. So some of the things I might be sharing in this video could get weird. It's up to you. But first thing I'm going to share that I still hoard or have started hoarding, you decide, are bananas. I probably have over 20 bananas in there, and I started collecting them about 6 months ago. And every now and then when we don't eat our bananas, I start putting them in the freezer thinking I'm gonna make banana bread. Now mind you, I have made banana bread maybe twice over the holidays, but it's been about 3 months now and it's still piling up. I kind of know which ones are too old. They're like way in the back, and I push them back as I put new ones in, but I am having a lot of bananas here, and I need to figure out if I'm gonna continue hoarding and collecting them, or if I'm gonna just throw them out, because I hate wasting food. This is exactly why I started saving these bananas, because I don't like wasting food. So there you go. Now, if you guys saw one of my recent videos called The Things I Used to Hoard, well, I did mention that I used to hoard a lot of pens, and unfortunately, I think I still hoard pens. Now mind you, I do work from home, but I do have a good amount of pens in this little drawer here. I mean, okay, I do use them, but I have more pens here and some random stuff I don't want to talk about. And I have more pens here and here. And I have pens in here. Oops. So yes, I do have quite a bit of pens. Am I hoarding them or collecting them? You decide. I do love a good pen. My favorite is Pilot G2 7 thickness. Okay, this part I'm a little bit embarrassed about, but I do hoard plastic bags in this drawer here. Okay, I know I'm supposed to be saving the environment and not using much plastic. However, sometimes I forget my grocery shopping bags at home. I have like maybe 3 or 4 that I use when I go grocery shopping, and sometimes I forget it. And I live in a state where they still hand out plastic bags for free, and so I do hoard them, collect them, but I think more hoarding. But here's the thing. I don't buy trash bags for my bathrooms, and I have 2 bathrooms, so I use these plastic bags as my trash bag for the bathroom. It's kind of weird, maybe, I don't know, you decide, but this is something I'm a little bit embarrassed about, but at the same time, hey, I'm using them as trash bags, so it's not like I'm just collecting them and then throwing them away. I'm actually using it instead of buying plastic bags, which helps me save money. So when it comes to things that I collect in my kitchen is cookware. I can't say that I'm hoarding cookware, although I can't help it. I work for a kitchen store, and so I do get stuff for free. I win prizes, but I don't have too much pots and pans. I have enough of the pots and pans, but I might have a little bit too much bakeware stuff. I do bake, you know, I make sourdough every week. I do make cakes and things like that. And I do roast things on baking pans pretty often, almost every day. But I think I am starting to have a little bit too much bakeware. But in my mind, I know I'm gonna use it. I do use it, and I think that I'm gonna use it in the future. So let's take a little peek at what's inside. So I do have quite a bit of bakeware. I have a pizza pan there. I have like a sheet pan. I do have muffin pans, other shapes, loaf pan. I have quite a bit of those. Some other baking stuff here. Little baking stuff there, like little ramekins and whatnot, but I have a good amount of bakeware here. But I also have some bakeware here, another loaf pan, more sheet pans. So what happens is that, you know, when I win prizes or I'm able to get stuff for free at work, I just collect some of the same ones because I do go through them, and I just think in my mind like, okay, let me just start collecting them so I don't have to get them later on when they get scratched up or messed up. So there's probably like 4 or 5 of them stacked here. So am I hoarding or collecting bakeware? I would say collecting because I just have a hard time saying no to free things. This is something that happens with hoarders too. They have a hard time saying no to free things or things that are a good deal. And because I do get certain things for free at work, it's hard for me to say no. So I start collecting / hoarding things that I'm not even going to use at this very moment. But in my mind, I know that the other ones are going to wear out and I'm going to have to throw them away. So I might as well start collecting them for the future. So the next thing I want to talk about are books. I know a lot of minimalists out there stray away from buying books. They do the iPad, tablet thing with books, or they go to the library because yes, it does cost money, it does take up space. But for me, I love collecting books because I actually read them. I love to read. A lot of the books that we have are more resource type books, the types of books that I know I'll read again in the future when I want to look something up, I'm trying to refresh my memory about something, or I'm looking for a piece of information. I have to say some of the books I've read at least maybe 2 or 3 times already throughout the year. So while having books is not something very minimalist to do, I just prefer having books. I really don't like reading from a tablet. I do have a couple of books on my iPad, and it's just such a pain in the butt when I'm trying to like flip back and forth, and sometimes my iPad is just not, you know, like responding, and it's like, oh, I want to go through this page. It would be just so much easier if I could just open to the page rather than having to scroll and all that, and I hate doing that on an iPad. So I much prefer books. It's not something I'm ashamed of having, and I think this is just one of those things where I feel like I like collecting books. I have books here. I have some books here. And these are the books that my husband and I are currently reading. We keep them underneath here. So I went through a phase in my life where I was really into metaphysical studies and spirituality and collecting crystals, and I remember buying them, being gifted some, but for the most part I was kind of buying quite a bit of crystals because they made me happy, they made me feel some kind of connection to them, and I really felt like they did something for me. But a few years ago I stopped buying crystals. The meaning for these crystals had changed for me, and I started realizing that, hey, maybe some of these crystals are not even real. They're probably fake or whatever. And so I just stopped buying them altogether. However, I still do have them because I paid for them. I have them kind of scattered around my apartment. So I'm going to show you how much I've collected, hoarded. You decide. So these are the crystals that I have. I'm embarrassed to say that I actually do have more somewhere laying around my apartment. I just can't remember. So this is when it becomes a problem, when you have too much of something and you don't even know where they are. I know I have more somewhere. Like this used to fill up this entire plate, you know. But yeah, I mean, I definitely went through a time where I was really into collecting crystals, and then I realized one day that, you know, why? You know, why am I doing it for? It just doesn't, you know, bring me the same type of feelings I used to have with them. And now they just lay around my apartment in different areas, and they're just more like decor. And while I still think they're pretty to look at and all that, mean, really, they're just clutter. And I just have a hard time letting go of them because, you know, I do have memories with each piece of where I've got them, who gave them to me, and they're just nice to have. I would say it's more just collecting. I don't know if it's hoarding because it's not like an unhealthy amount of junk or clutter, but I am glad I stopped myself from collecting more throughout the years because it's just, again, you know, when I look at it, it's just clutter. So we are inside the closet of our office, and I'm not even going to show you what it actually looks like. It is quite the mess right now. There's stuff on the floor, there's more stuff spread here and up here, but one of the things that I would say that I still hoard are wires and cables and other electronic gadget accessories. The thing is, my husband and I were both musicians. We do work in a lot of the digital space as well. We have cameras and camera accessories and just a lot of things. I mean, we just have to go through them at some point. We have a ton of cables and wires that we just haven't had a chance to go through if they even still work or if we even need them. There's obviously like more camera stuff here, more USB cords, more wires, more cables. Yeah, lots of wires and cables and just a lot of, what is this? A lot of extra things. Oh, this is our old GoPro. But yeah, just a lot of stuff here that we need to go through. There's more wires here, more cables there in another box. You know, we have guitar cables. I have my electronic drum stuff here, more cables on the bottom, more camera stuff here. So we just have to spend some time going through them because we do have quite a bit of like wires and cables that we're hoarding, and it's a lot. When I look through it and I need something, I'm like, oh my god, which one is it? Oh my god, which one works? You know, so we have a lot of that here, and I have a lot more here. I really need to clean this up too because the thing is, my teaching equipment stopped working. Like I used to be able to funnel the sound when I teach drum lessons remotely differently, and now like this setup doesn't even work. So at some point I probably just need to put it away. And so yeah, there's more wires and cables here, and there's more wires and cables up here. Yeah, extension cords. I know this is kind of like tools and stuff like that, which I think is okay, but there's more cables in here. This is our entryway closet, by the way. So when we moved into this apartment, one of the advantages of this apartment was that there was not a lot of storage space. My last apartment, we had a huge garage and we built a bunch of shelves to put a bunch of boxes, and definitely we sized down when we moved to this apartment. So this apartment only has one storage closet. It's small, it's right next to the water heater tank, and it really limits us how much we can store in there. So I'm gonna show you what's in that storage closet. So this is my storage closet. So up here we have luggage bags, tools, moving blankets, holiday decor. This bag, a box here, has some clothes. We have this box here with like emergency stuff like candles and extra napkins and things like that in case there's like a power outage or whatever. Down here, these are actually my old Lego toys. I mean, I'm having a hard time letting go of them, but they're just in here. As you can see, there's some Legos down here at the bottom. And then this was my box of personal items like my yearbooks and things like that I've talked about in one of my previous videos, but this is all my sentimental stuff here. And then we have this row here. This is just like dress shoes and boots, like winter boots and stuff like that, like things that we still use but just not often, so they're here. And this is it. This is our storage closet of extra stuff. Water tank. As you can see, there's just really not a lot of space to store things, so we've definitely had pared down, but there are definitely things in here that I have to reconsider at some point. So those are the things that I still hoard or collect. I don't know. You decide. Tell me if you think I'm becoming a hoarder again, or if I'm just collecting things at a reasonable amount. So let me know in the comments below what you think of this video. And I would love to hear if you guys are still finding yourself hoarding or collecting things for yourself as you go through your minimalism journey. I mean, for me, I still struggle from time to time to let go of things. I really try though. I really try. I do spend time decluttering, throughout the year, just going through things, but it's been so busy lately. I just haven't had time to do any decluttering this year so far, but I will. I do have a video planned for decluttering my apartment, and as much as I think I have less things, there are still things that need to be decluttered. So I will make that at some point in the future. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for tagging along, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.